Good morning, everyone. I am Nilkan Kundu, a third year PhD student from the ECE department of the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. Today, I will present my work on RIS assisted meso communication, optimal beamformers, and performance analysis. This work has been done under the guidance of Professor Matthew McKay. This is the overview of my presentation. First, I will introduce RIS or Reconfigurable Intelligence Surface, which is a new physical layer technology for beyond 5G communications. Then I will review some recent works on RIS and the open challenges in this area. Then I will describe the system model which we have used in our work and present our proposed optimal beamforming solution. Then I will present the performance analysis of the system along with some numerical results to verify the theoretical results derived in our work. Finally, I will make some concluding remarks. So, the future communication system should have very high spectral and energy efficiency. For this, recently RIS is proposed as a new beyond massive MIMO antenna technology for 6G. RIS are composed of only passive elements which don't require the power hungry ADCs and power amplifiers, etc. Hence, they are energy efficient alternatives to massive MIMO. Moreover, recent works have shown that they can provide massive MIMO type gains with much fewer antennas at the base station. RIS directly interact with the electromagnetic waves impinging on them and introduce a phase shift such that these waves can be directed to a particular location as shown in this figure. Moreover, they are also different from relay systems since there is no signal reception, decoding or retransmission. Hence, it operates in a full duplex mode without any self-interference and consume very less power. So most of the recent works have focused on designing the active and passive beamforming vectors at the base station and the RIS respectively that maximize some system performance metric like spectral efficiency or energy efficiency. However, the beamforming optimization problem is usually a non-convex problem and generally solved approximately by using complicated iterative algorithms, which makes it difficult for real-time applications. Thus, it also makes it difficult to characterize the received SNR statistics. So the fundamental performance limit of this new physical layer technology are not well understood. Although some initial works have appeared for single input, single output system. So the main challenges in RIS is to find a low complexity beamforming vector that depends only on the cascaded channel knowledge and then and the performance analysis of the system of a meso system. So this is the focus of this work and the main objective of our work. So for the system model, we consider a multiple input single output system with M antennas at the base station and K RIS elements. We assume that the direct link is heavily blocked and only the cascaded link can be used for communication. Further, we assume that the RIS and base station can be placed in an environment such that a dominant line of sight channel can be ensured between them. Since they are fixed and the RIS to UE link is assumed to be relay faded since the UE is mobile. The received signal at the UE is given by this expression, which can be equivalently expressed as this, where V is the cascaded channel and W is the active beamforming vector at base station and phi is the passive beamforming vector at RIS. So this V is the cascaded channel which can be estimated at the base station efficiently. And this H is expressed by this expression where since H is a rank 1 line of sight channel, it is given by the outer product of AK and AM, which are the array response vectors. We want to design the optimal active and passive beamforming vector using the knowledge of V only. So the received SNR is given by this expression where gamma bar is the average transmit SNR. The optimal active beamforming vector is given by using the maximum ratio transmission principle, and by using this, the optimal passive beamformer can be obtained by solving this optimization problem, which which here R is the gram type matrix which depends on the cascaded channel V, which can be estimated at the base station. So this is a unimodular quadratic program and it is very difficult to solve this in general due to the non-convexity introduced by this unit modulus constraint. However, under certain specific condition, an optimal closed form solution can be obtained. For example, in our case where R is rank 1 due to the line of sight channel, we note that the objective of the optimization problem can be equivalently expressed in terms of the eigenvalue, maximum eigenvalue and maximum eigenvector of R. And then this expression can be maximized by aligning phi along the direction of u and compensating the phases of u such that this becomes a real number. So by using the optimal active and passive beamforming vector derived before, and by using the properties of eigenvector and eigenvalue for rank 1 matrices, the received SNR is given by this expression. Here this we see that it is proportional to the square of the sum of k IID relay random variables. Now we want to statistically characterize this received SNR. First, we know that the average received SNR can be characterized exactly by using the properties of the relay random variables, and we see that the average SNR scales quadratically with k and linearly with m. Then we find the distribution of this SNR. For this, first we characterize this distribution of y, which is which is a sum of k IID relay random variables. We find that the exact characterization of the distribution of y is difficult, and hence we use approximations in this work. For the distribution of y, first we use a central limit theorem approximation to approximate the CDF and PDF of y, and this gives these CDF expression, PDF expression. In this, we have truncated the PDFs below zero because y is necessarily greater than zero. We then also fit a gamma distribution for this distribution of y, which is a parametric distribution, and we use the moment matching principle, which has previously been used for analyzing complicated SNRs in wireless communications. We now verify the approximate CDF and PDF expression of y by using Monte Carlo simulation. We observed that even for a small values of k like 16 and 36, the approximations are quite accurate, with the gamma distribution being comparably better in the tail, since gamma is a heavy tail distribution and has a heavier and has a faster decay than the Gaussian distribution. So now we can find the CDF of the SNR by using a simple variable transformation, which can then be used to characterize the outage probability of the system, which is defined as the probability that the SNR drops below a threshold SNR gamma threshold here, which is required for ensuring a given quality of service. Further, we find that the asymptotic outage probability can be obtained by using the small argument approximation of the CDF of y, which is given by this expression, and it is um, which is more accurate in the tails. From this expression, we see that the diversity order depends only on k, whereas the coding gain or the power gain depends on both the number of base station antennas and the number of LIS elements k. So we now plot the outage probability of a system for LIS meso system with gamma threshold of 10 dB and three different combinations of M and K. We observe that there is a good agreement between the simulations and the theoretical outage probability, with the gamma approximation being more accurate, since gamma is more accurate distribution in the tails for the distribution for approximating y. We also observed that the slope remains the same when the m increases from 16 to 36, and there is only a horizontal shift in the outage probability obtained from this power gain of the base station antennas. However, when k is increased, the slope changes, and also there is a horizontal shift. So we see that increasing m, there is only a horizontal shift due to coding gain, whereas increasing k, it gives a more benefit in the performance of the system, which can reduce the power consumption and improve the performance of the system. We now find the achievable rate of the system, which is given by this expression, which can further be upper bounded by using Johnson's inequality and the average SNR expression, which we derived before. We see that for large k, the average achievable rate, the upper bound, can be expressed by this expression, which shows that the slope is independent of m and k, and the slope remains constant with respect to the SNR in dB scale, and there is a horizontal shift in the achievable rate, which depends on m and k square. So there is only a diversity and power gain by using RIS and base station, and since the channel is rank 1 between the base station and the RIS, there is diversity gain only and power gain only, but there is no multiplexing gain due to RIS and base stations antennas. Now we plot the achievable rate as the transmit SNR increases. We find that there is a good agreement between the Monte Carlo simulation and the theoretical upper bound derived in this work. Further, we see that increasing k leads to a higher performance improvement since SNR scales k as k square and only linearly with m. So for a given SNR, we see that the slope is same as revealed by our theoretical analysis, and there is a vertical shift in the achievable rate, and this shift is higher for increasing k rather than increasing m, and they have a same multiplexing gain. We can also find the average symbol error probability for a large class of modulation schemes by using the approximate PDF expression. Here, alpha and beta are modulation specific parameters. The exact SCP given by the expression can be evaluated by using numerical integration. And a closed form expression for the upper bound can be obtained by setting theta is equals to pi by 2 and is given by this expression. So we plot the symbol error probability for BPSK modulation for the three cases described before, and we see that there is a perfect agreement between the simulation and the exact SCP obtained from numerical integration. Further, the upper bound on the SCP becomes more tight as k increases. As before, we see that increasing k leads to a more improvement in the performance as compared to increasing m. So in conclusion, we have considered a RIS multiple input single output system and propose optimal closed form beamformers which depend only on the cascaded channel knowledge which can be estimated at the base station using the channel estimation scheme recently proposed in literature. We also characterize the distribution of the optimum received SNR which is obtained by which is then used for performance analysis in terms of the outage probability, achievable rate and symbol error probability of the system. This performance analysis is very important from a practical system deployment perspective. And in future, we can consider a more general channel model for the base station to RIS and the RIS to UE links. And we can also consider multiple antennas at the UE. For this system, we need to find a low complexity beamforming design that doesn't depend on iterative algorithms. And then we can analyze the performance of the system by using tools from random matrix theory which gives good results on the distribution of the maximum eigenvalue of random matrices. Thank you. And now we can have the question answering session.